From Delaware's most award-winning radio news team, this is WDEL Video News. Here's Carl Konevsky.
Among Delaware's top stories for Friday, April 13th, New Jersey Governor Jon Corzine hospitalized with serious injuries following an accident, strong words from Senator Biden after an attack on Iraq's parliament, and it's time to clean up the Christina River. Here are the details. Frightening moments last night, now a long rehabilitation ahead for New Jersey Governor Jon Corzine. Corzine is recovering in the trauma intensive care unit of a Camden hospital after suffering an array of serious injuries in a car crash. Aside from a broken leg, Corzine also has a broken sternum, broken collarbone, slight fracture of the lower vertebrae, and 6 broken ribs on each side. Doctors say despite a cut to his head, the governor suffered no brain or spinal cord damage. Senate President Richard Cody became acting governor yesterday and will serve at least while Corzine is hospitalized. The governor was on his way from Atlantic City to his mansion in Princeton to take part in the meeting between radio host Don Imus and the Rutgers University women's basketball team. Delaware senior senator again calling for a political settlement in light of yesterday's attack on the parliament in Iraq. Biden says a political settlement that motivates the people in Iraq to turn against the terrorists is the only thing that will end the violence. Biden called the attack heinous and deplorable acts. There's still some confusion about how many people were killed in yesterday's blast. The U.S. military has revised its estimate from 8 killed down to 1, but Iraqi lawmakers and officials say 2 Sunni members of parliament died. Voters in the 7th District in Delaware will choose a new state representative tomorrow. The seat has been empty since Wayne Smith retired to take a job with the Delaware Healthcare Association. It's been a Republican seat since 1990, but Democratic candidate Brian Short says he's got a good chance of winning. Short says if elected, he'd like to work on a solution for Newcastle County's yard waste ban and expanding health insurance opportunities for residents. Republican candidate Jim Bauer says if he's elected, he'd push to fix some areas of state government that he says have been mismanaged. Polls will be open from 7 in the morning until 8 tomorrow night. Well, tomorrow's the day to grab the boots and gloves and head out to the banks of the Christina River and its tributaries. Hundreds of volunteers from business groups to families and individuals will take part in the 16th annual Christina River Watershed Cleanup. Since its inception in 1992, volunteers have recovered 320 tons of junk, including tires, appliances, household items, and trash. This year's cleanup will take place at 13 locations, including White Clay Creek State Park, Fox Point Park, and the Wilmington Riverfront. The cleanup takes place, rain or shine. No blanket statements about American history in a new exhibit at a local museum. Details in your Delaware scene when WDEL News continues in a moment.
Oh.
Is everything okay, ma'am?
Not really. I need to ride dark tomorrow to get to work, and I forgot to buy my dark card. I guess I'll have to find a ride.
Well, you certainly come to the right place. Didn't you know that Acme now sells dark cards and paratransit multi-trip cards?
No, where?
They're available at our customer service desk.
Getting you there now starts at your 12 Delaware neighborhood Acme markets. Dart and Acme have joined in partnership to be your one-stop shopping place for both groceries and Dart cards. It's now easier and more convenient than ever to pick up your Dart cards with Acme.
A witness to a fatal shooting by 3 Wilmington police officers in 2003 says the officers were jumping and high-fiving afterward. The Reverend Bernard Thompson testified Thursday in the trial of a wrongful death lawsuit brought by relatives of Harry Smith. Relatives claim police didn't need to use deadly force against Smith, who was armed with a scalpel and stole a police cruiser. Several eyewitnesses to the shooting each described the scene differently in court. Lawyers for the defense will continue calling witnesses today. Closing arguments are expected Monday. 2 kids from H.B. DuPont Middle School are in trouble with the law after fireworks explode in a school bathroom. The state fire marshal says the boys, 12 and 13 years old, were responsible for damaging a toilet in a basement bathroom at the school and were arrested Thursday. Other students were in the school, but no one was hurt. Both boys have been suspended and face charges including reckless exploding and conspiracy. The cost of operating your car is about the same as last year, with the exception of increases in gas prices. The annual study from AAA Mid-Atlantic shows the operation of your vehicle in 2007 will cost you just over $7,000 based on driving 15,000 miles. The study was done at the end of last year when regular gas cost about $2.26 a gallon compared to the national average now of $2.81. If you want to save, AAA suggests you drive a smaller car, which will save you about $3,000. A new exhibit at Winter Tour shows that we really do live in a material world. John Collins has details in your WDEL Delaware scene.
Quilts in a Material World is now on exhibition at the old DuPont Country Estate.
The quilts in the exhibition were all selected from Winterthur's exhibition, but the interpretive framework is based on one quilt that was made by Mary Remington, who was a young girl in Providence, or Warwick, Rhode Island, just south of Providence, who made her quilt in 1815, just as she was getting ready to marry. And a group of letters survive from her to the man she eventually marries that read like a soap opera.
Linda Eaton, curator of textiles at Winterthur, says the exhibit highlights facets of American history you wouldn't think had anything to do with quilts.
The majority of the quilts in this exhibition are early. The earliest one is from 1600s, and so some of those early quilts tell the story of international commerce and trade. Other quilts from the late 18th and early 19th century tell the story of the American textile industry. Other quilts are showing the role of women in political debate in America. Other ones are related to design and how formal bed covers are related to architectural models. So there's a whole bunch of different kinds of things in the exhibition.
50 quilts are on display out of the over 300 in the museum's collection, much thanks to the voracious collecting of Winterthur's founder.
Henry Francis DuPont loved textiles. He loved them for their color. He really loved them because the way they changed the rooms. He would set up his rooms with seasonal changes, so he would have different curtains and different rugs and different bed covers in the summertime from the winter. And for some of the really important rooms, we have as many as 4 changes in a year. And by changing the color and the type of fabrics that he was using in the rooms, he really changed the nature of the rooms. So he was decorating, and he acquired huge quantities to decorate with. But then nothing ever stayed the same. He became very interested in the history of textiles and very interested in them on a more academic basis. So he acquired examples just so that he would have a more academic collection. And then after the museum opened in 1951, we've really benefited from many people making donations to the collection. So we've continued to acquire, and we still continue to acquire today.
With your WDEL Delaware scene, I'm John Collins.
An age-old record of sorts as the Phillies and Mets wrap up their series in New York. WDEL Sports and AccuWeather are coming up.
As you look for your college experience, make sure you look at Wilmington College, your key to success.
In WDEL Sports, Tom Glavine emerged from the oldest matchup of left-handed starters in Major League history with his 292nd win. The 41-year-old Glavine outpitched 44-year-old Jamie Moyer as the New York Mets beat the Phillies 5-3 last night. Other than giving up a pair of home runs to shortstop Jimmy Rollins, Glavine pretty much shut down the Phillies in raising his early season mark to 2-1. Glavine allowed 3 runs and 4 hits, struck out 4, and walked 3. The Phils begin a weekend series tonight against the Astros. You can hear all the action on WDEL beginning with the pregame show at 6:30. Meanwhile, Phillies infielder Hector Motti has been suspended for 50 games for testing positive for a performance-enhancing substance under baseball's minor league program. He's the 3rd minor leaguer suspended under the drug program this year. And the Blue Rocks wrap up their series in Kinston with a 4-3 wins over the Indians. Josh Johnson singled home the game-winning run in the top of the 9th, and Mario Lisson tied a franchise record going 5 for 5 on the night. The Rocks have their home opener tonight, hosting Salem at 7:05. Your WDEL Delaware AccuWeather forecast. Partly sunny today with a high of 54 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low down to 35. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, high of 54. Then on Sunday, rain heavy at times, a high of 50 degrees. Get news updates throughout the day. Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour on 11:50 a.m. WDEL or anytime right here at WDEL.com, including news video from Delaware and around the world from WDEL and the Associated Press. I'm Carl Konevsky in for Chris Carl. Thanks for watching.